Welcome back, everybody, to your favorite podcast, Bad Beats, coming at you from River Radio Network in Poplar Bluff, Missouri. I'm Rob Brown, alongside Colton Vansel. This beautiful Friday, February 27th, beautiful day out, 70 degrees. Wrap up the work week. As soon as the work week's over, it's going to get down to the 50s, 40s, so always handy. Bad Beats is brought to you by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Agency, Pro Edge Properties, and the White House Bar and Grill. We got some sweet White House koozies and glasses today.
These are sweet. Thank you, Beth, Dylan.
Unfortunately, water.
For now.
But we're in that. We're episode 6 weeks in. Would you have bet on that?
Man, I always bet on us. I will. But, 6 weeks ago, we were sitting there talking about how we've been talking about this for a while. And I look forward to doing it every week, and I enjoy doing it. And I hope everybody.
Too. I see something. I like to read a lot of news in the morning when I'm having my coffee in the evening, and I'll see something. I'll just make a little note of it and add it on my notes. And
hopefully the people that are still listening, they're enjoying it too.
It is. Got to get those views up. They've been slipping here. Big week. Anything exciting in the Vansel front?
No, I've been to Buffalo every night this week. Marissa, she's real impressed with that.
I bet.
Man, just watched a ton of college hoops. Got a pretty busy weekend ahead. Get done here. I'm going down to the Coliseum to finish setting up for that chili cook-off tomorrow.
Are you in? Are you?
Shrine Club is.
Oh,
Shrine Club's got a team in it. Yeah. Got a wedding tomorrow.
Who's the head chef for the chili?
Mikhail.
I figured so. He's pretty dandy.
Yeah.
Who's tying the knot tomorrow?
My member's friend Sarah Holt.
Okay. Yes, that's right. Sarah. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Congrats to Sarah. I haven't watched much college basketball this week, but I've watched a ton of high school basketball. Almost either on Misha TV. I didn't feel real great at the beginning of the week. Just felt kind of puny, so I've been hitting up at Misha TV. Didn't make it to Bloomfield for the TR girls. They're going to head here tonight. I'm going to head over at 6 o'clock. Twin Rivers is playing New Madrid for district championship, Class 3 district championship. So good luck to Coach Snyder and Coach Westerfield and the TR girls. Also, New Madrid, coached by a TR alum as well, Lexi, so best of luck to her as well. Twin Rivers boys lost a tough one last night.
Heard.
They were down, start the fourth, about 15, scored 6 right away. Eventually lost 56-51. Finished the season, 16-11. They got a great core coming back next year, so I hope they have a great offseason, healthy offseason, and look forward to next year. After I'll go to Bloomfield tonight, tomorrow morning I'm getting up and driving to Mansfield to watch Hartville boys. My stepson coaches Hartville. They're playing for Class 2 district championship there.
What's this, like his 12th district?
I think it's 10 in a row, 13 out of 14, something like that. It's crazy numbers, 4 state championships. But he lost his stud, the Cog Hill boy, tore his ACL there the 1st of January. So they're not what they could have been. I think they could have had a great run, but I do think they can win the district championship, playing in one of their arch rivals. Coach Shane Chadwell, Norwood Pirates. It'll be a great game. Other local teams still live. Doniphan girls start next week. Class 4 district start next week. I believe Puxico plays Charleston tomorrow for the championship.
Yep. Yes, they do.
And then I think the other 2 local teams still are local for me. Van Buren and East Carter play for their Class 2 district championship.
I watched that Puxico ball game last night at Buffalo, and they whooped up on Advance 75-42.
They're tough, dude. What are they, like
26-1? Yeah. And shout out to my second favorite Puxico Indian, Colton Stroud. He had a good game last night, kiddo. He had 10 last night. He's averaging 14 a game, a couple steals, but nice. I like that Burchard kid too, man. He's legit. I like watching him play too. I think he had over 30
several times. They're pretty good.
I think he had over 30 last night.
Anything in the national sports world that grabbed your attention this week?
I mean, not surprising this, but you see where Grandpa Jerry slapped that franchise tag on George Pickens. So that guarantees him at least $28 million. But I was reading earlier on an article that they're not even close to a deal, George Pickens and the Cowboys. And he has the same agent as Micah Parsons. It's going to be another ordeal where he has to be traded or they're not going to pay him. Anybody that's wondering what the franchise tag is, it's a 1-year contract that allows a team to retain a key free agent for another year without signing them to a long-term deal. And there's 2 types of tags. There's a non-exclusive, which is the most common. Players can negotiate with other teams, and if they are offered a contract, their current team has an opportunity to match that contract to keep them. Or if they leave, receive 2 first-round picks Then there's the exclusive where the player cannot negotiate with other teams, and their salary for that year is based off the 5 top paid players at that position.
Are you a fan of the franchise tag?
I am not.
Why does Jerry Jones get a pass as an owner?
I don't know. So much power in the NFL that dude has.
Been what, 30 years? 96, last time he won the Super Bowl?
Yep.
Ain't had a whole lot of playoff appearances since then.
Nope.
I've never understood that. I realize their value goes up and they're, America's team. And I mean, he's terrible.
Yeah.
He makes terrible personnel decisions.
Yeah,
and he gets the biggest pass in pro sports. I'll just never get it.
Been watching a little bit of the NFL Combine this week.
When I looked at our notes and I saw I caught this yesterday, a guy that size is go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, no.
This is insane.
Yeah, well, what he's talking about is Ohio State linebacker Sonny Styles.
Explain to folks what NFL Combine is. Some folks may not know what the Combine is.
It happens every year in February. It's where the best college players go, and they run a 40, and they do a vertical jump, and they do drills, to showcase their skills and give teams a idea of what they could be potentially getting. And it's in Indianapolis every year, Lucas Oil Stadium. Yeah, but anyway, linebacker and top 10 projected pick, Sonny Styles out of Ohio State, had a 43.5-inch vertical at the Combine. That's wild.
It was wild. I think I saw it on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. But what size is he? How big is he?
He's like 6'10" and like 350 or something. He's huge.
Oh my God.
I don't know exactly, but he's huge.
I'm gonna look it up while you finish your story.
So, but also something I thought that was pretty interesting. 4 Ohio State Buckeyes going to go in the top 10. Styles and that safety Caleb Downs and their other linebacker Orville Reese and a wide receiver Cornell Tate. He's supposed to go 4th overall. They think that the Titans are going to take him.
6'5", 254 with 11-inch hands.
I was only 5 inches off and 100 pounds.
The dude is still though. That's
Tell you
impressive.
something else that caught my eye.
What you got?
The Colts letting Anthony Richardson talk to other teams, seek a trade. He's just 23 years old. He's only played in 41 games in between college and NFL. He's got 17 of those in NFL and 24 of them in college.
So they're just all in on Daniel Jones.
I guess so.
Coming off an Achilles injury.
Man, I think somebody's getting a good quarterback. They'll get Anthony Richardson. Like I said, he's just 23. They let him develop and let him get some playing time. I think he's going to be a good quarterback.
There's going to be some teams. Is Kyler Murray going to leave Arizona?
Yes.
Tua going to leave Miami?
Yeah. Yeah,
Kirk Cousins, Atlanta already said they're cutting him loose.
Yeah, they may all just swap quarterbacks there.
When does the J.J. McCarthy experiment end in Minnesota?
About week 2.
Anyway, I saw a few things. It was kind of a slow week in sports, but I did see a few things. One of the ones that did catch my eye earlier in the week was Max Scherzer, 3-time Cy Young pitcher, signed back with the Blue Jays for his 19th season. Max is a Missouri native out of Chesterfield, played at Mizzou, had a very storied career at Mizzou. He's not going to, definitely not what he once was.
No,
Blue Jays are just removed from losing to the Dodgers in the World Series last year, but he brings a lot of big game experience, a lot of leadership there. I think for a team that's looking to get back, I think you got a nice, gritty guy there.
He's a gamer.
Did you catch any of the men's and women's U.S. hockey last weekend?
USA, baby. Yeah,
Both
I watched
gold medals, both against Canada. Both same score, too, 2-1, both games.
Yeah.
So,
I had a little wager on
moment.
that. I had the under at 4, and I had
didn't bet any on Olympics.
And I
I'm
had,
not that big of a degenerate yet.
I had U.S. minus a half and the under at 4.
Good for you. Any news on the Guthrie case?
I seen earlier where the FBI has cut back the investigators and detectives on it there, and they've moved the headquarters to Phoenix. So
this is going to turn into like John Benet Ramsey from
who did
30-some years ago.
Yeah, 27 days missing.
Did you watch any of the State of the Union speech Tuesday?
I did not. No, I did not.
It was just about what you expected.
I heard it was
highly divided. It was long.
History, wasn't it?
Donnie likes to talk.
Uncle Donnie.
Let's dive into college basketball here. Let's kind of look at what we predicted last week and look forward to this weekend. From talking to you throughout the week, you had a great week.
I did.
I've texted you numerous times, and you were talking about you'd won several units betting on college basketball.
I had a good week.
give us an idea what you.
I had a couple little jewels. I had the UCF money line against BYU. That was a big win for them. And another good ball
BYU
game.
was like favored like 10 and a half.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And that was at BYU, wasn't
Yes, it was. Yes. And I had on Monday night, I had KU and UNC in a money line parlay. I didn't understand why they were both, which I know Kansas was playing Houston, but
Carolina was at home and
yeah.
4 plus 4.5.
Yeah, playing Syracuse. And they were up 16 at one point, and
no, they was playing Louisville, wasn't it?
I think it was Syracuse.
Oh, okay, maybe it was Syracuse. Sorry.
Either way, whoever they were playing, they were up 16 at one point. And I thought, man, I got this in the bag. They ended up winning by 3. And, KU, they had that win against Houston. And I had a parlay last night. I had in that Michigan State-Purdue game, I had Michigan State plus 6, the over at 143.5, Purdue first half money line, and no OT.
Well, I'd like the record to show that I won my first Michigan State game last night. I too had, even though I told myself I was there, I was going to steer as far away from Michigan State as I could. I went ahead and took them plus 6.5 points, and it worked out. I'm about 1-10 in Michigan State games this year, but I had to give it another try. Last episode, I was talking about last Saturday's game. Purdue bounced back at home to cover 10.5. Won that bet. Purdue crushed Indiana 93-64. Yes. So hopefully some folks jumped on that. I didn't do very well in the Arizona at Houston game. I had Houston money line. Arizona I thought played really well, and they kept it below the over/under too. I think the total was only about 139. I think the over/under was 142.5 possibly. However, the big one that got me, how about Bill Self and Big Monday games?
Yeah, that's wild.
Houston's on a 3-game losing streak after going there 41-0 at home in Big Money games. You don't know what Big Money, that's the ESPN slate of college basketball games on Monday night. They call it Big Monday.
That was a really good game too, man.
Yes.
It was very good.
41-0 at home on Big Monday, that's don't bet against Kansas there. Yeah. My final game pick from last week, I got a W there. I took Arkansas to cover 6.5 versus Mizzou. Arkansas won that 94-86. So overall 2-1 last week's college basketball bets.
My picks were garbage last week.
You did have VCU.
Yeah, I had VCU plus 9.5 against SLU and the under.
Got a little chipper at the end.
It did, yeah, it did.
Oh boy, checked him.
Yeah,
right into
the under did hit that at 163, but SLU won that game by 13, 88-75. And my second pick, I had Michigan at minus 2.5, and I liked them covering, but at the last minute I did change my pick, and I went with Duke.
I was sitting right beside you
when he's watching that, but overall 1-3 on the week, just absolute trash.
I did jump on the Duke bandwagon last week. It wasn't one of my picks I talked about on the show, but I did take them as well, plus the points. I got that one. What you got for this week?
This one will probably already be on by the time this gets on the internet, but I do like Miami, Ohio tonight. They're 28-0, playing Western Michigan. They're 10-18. I like Miami to cover the 11.5. I look for them to stay hot. Man, they can score with any team in the nation. They average like 93
I think I've taken the over on like 3/4 of their games this year. They scored 90 to 95 a night.
Against the spread, they are I think I read earlier they're like 12-3 and double-digit spreads or something. Yeah. Western Michigan's defense is absolutely terrible. They give up over 80 a game.
That's not good playing Miami. Ohio.
No.
I wonder, you think they can make it to the tournament undefeated?
Yeah. That conference they play in is pretty weak, and they're a good team. They got 7 guys that average double figures. Is that crazy?
Is that what conference that is?
I think so. Yeah. Tomorrow, I got a little number 25 Vanderbilt of Kentucky. I like Vandy minus 1.5. The over/under in this game is 155.5. Vandy beat the Tar out of Kentucky in their first matchup back in January, 80-55. Tyler Tanner, and the Commodores on the road. I like them. Kentucky's had trouble scoring here the last couple of weeks.
They've been so inconsistent. Tanner's a stud.
Yeah, he's a very, very good sophomore. Yeah. But Kentucky's had trouble scoring. They've lost 3 out of 5. And anyway, I like Vandy and the points in that one. Another one I like here, Louisville versus Clemson. Louisville minus 1.5, over under 145. Clemson's on 4-game losing streak. They've been a pretty good team. They're 20-8.
Yep.
but they've lost 4 in a row, and during that streak, they're only averaging 69 points a game. And Louisville's coming off that tough loss to UNC earlier in the week. They fought back from down 16. They was playing Louisville. That Michael Brown Jr. For Louisville, he's another sophomore. It's really good.
They've been scoring a ton of points too as a team. They've been racking them up.
Yeah, so give me Louisville 1.5. This is a big one I like. I'm going to watch.
You going to stick with the Johnnies?
I'm staying with them, baby. Yeah.
They burned you.
They did. St. John's. Villanova at St. John's. St. John's -5.5. Over under 144. Yeah, I'm sure you've seen it the other night. They played UConn. That's the worst loss under Rick Pitino.
That was bad.
Since he's been there. I mean, 72-40. Danny Hurley did not take his foot off their throat.
No.
He did not quit pressing, man. He absolutely stomped them in the ground. Both these teams been playing well. Oh, I seen a deal, too. I was reading on X earlier. I don't remember if it was in the second half, but at one point, St. John's missed 26 straight shots. And I think it was to end the game.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
That's good shot.
But both these teams, Villanova and St. John's, are playing well. They're by identical records at 22-6. St. John, it's at Madison Square Garden. St. John's is 6-0 there this year. And prior to that loss to UConn, they've won 13 in a row. They beat Villanova early in the year, 86-79 in Philadelphia. So give me the Red Storm -5.5 at MSG. I'll tell you another bet I like in this one. I like Zuby Ejiofor total points, rebounds, and assists over 22.5. I like that.
Okay.
I like that.
I might jump on that. Hard to go against the Johnnies. I got 3 or 4 games here I'm going to look at. First one's tonight. Again, this will probably be, by the time this comes out, it'll probably already be out. But number 1, Michigan's at number 10, Illinois tonight. Big Ten matchup. Michigan's a 1.5 favorite. Over/under set at 156. I'm going to take the big upset. I'm taking the Fighting Illini at home.
I like the Illini at home.
I'm taking this straight up money line, no points. I think I might parlay it with the Wagler kid. Was it Keaton Wagler?
Yeah.
Over 17 points. He's hit that 5 out of his last 6 games. He's another great freshman playing college basketball right now.
I love a home underdog.
Yeah, Keaton Wagler he's going to be a one and done. He's out of Shawnee Mission, I think, up there in Kansas. Saturday afternoon, you got 14 Kansas at number 2 Arizona. I think Arizona's favored by 8.5. Over under at 146.5. Big win last weekend at Houston.
Yeah.
Wildcats come home to host the Jayhawks. I think they revenged. They're one of their only 2 losses on the season. They lost to Kansas 2 weeks ago in Lawrence. So I'm going to take Arizona to give them a double-digit win and take care of the Jayhawks. And then Saturday, Arkansas at Florida. The Hogs have been good to me. I've hit, I think, maybe 6 straight weeks at Arkansas bets. Florida is favored by 10.5. The over/under is at 167.5. This game should be a track meet. Both teams have great transition, push the ball really aggressively, have elite guard play. Florida has 6 players averaging double figures. If you've watched Arkansas, you haven't seen Darius Acuff. You need to. He's another great freshman in the nation. He can light it up.
Yes.
I think scoring is abundant, and I'm going to take Arkansas plus the points, 10.5. And I'm going to take, I know the over-under is a huge number. That's a lot of points.
It really is.
But I can see this thing getting up there.
Like you said, it could be a track meet. I mean, they both like to run. And
I'm going to take the over as well, put that together. A couple other games I really like. Tennessee hosting Alabama Saturday. I want to see what that line looks like. And then I think I'm going to take Iowa State to cover 9.5 versus Texas Tech.
Texas Tech lost their best player. He tore his ACL. Iowa State can score, man.
They're so tough at home.
Yes.
It's hard to come in there.
That might be a blowout.
Another great weekend of a lot of college basketball.
Hell yeah, man.
We're going to take a quick break here for our sponsors, and we'll be right back to talk a little PGA Tour and NASCAR.
I'm Kenny Johnson with ProEdge Properties, a local real estate investment company specializing in commercial and residential rentals. We buy properties in all conditions, the good, the bad, the ugly. Call us today if you're looking to sell or find a clean, affordable place to rent. 573-718-7810.
Formerly members only, now welcoming everyone. The White House Bar and Grill in Poplar Bluff is your new neighborhood dive bar, serving cold beer, a full selection of spirits, and a laid-back, intimate atmosphere. Great drinks, good company, and a seat waiting just for you.
Talk with Keith Parker, your local insurance agent at Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. Whether it's auto, home, life, or business coverage, he's here to help you achieve your goals. Trust Keith Parker and the long-standing reputation of Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance for all your protection needs.
All right, we're going to switch gears here from college basketball to a little PGA Tour. Last couple of weeks, we've been kind of spoiled. We've had 2 signature events, best players in the world, playing on the West Coast. Now we're going to swing over to Florida for the Florida Swing. This week is the Cognizant Classic. For you old-time golf fans like me, that's the old Honda Classic. Last week, I did make a grave error last week when we were talking PGA Tour, and I caught it when I watched the show a few days after it came out. And I'd made the mistake of saying Tommy Fleetwood had not won on the PGA Tour. I forgot that he did win the Tour Championship there at the end of last year, so apologize about that, Tommy. Anyway, I took Tommy last week when we were out there at Riviera. He did have a great week. Yeah. He finished tied for 7th at 12 under total. The event was won by everybody's favorite golfer, Jacob Bridgman.
Yeah, we even heard of
What
this
was
guy.
his odds going in there? Had to have been plus 7,000. Anyway, I never even heard of Jacob Bridgman, but apparently he's a ACC guy out of South Carolina and got his first professional tournament, so good for him. This week, field kind of narrowed down. So most of the top players in the world are not there. This week's favorite is the Irishman, Shane Lowry, plus 1,700. I just started yesterday. I hadn't even had a chance to look at it. I picked 2 bets. To win, I took Daniel Berger outright at plus 3,300. And then I took Billy Horschel to get a top 10 at plus 1,700. So,
and like as you said, you know, this field's pretty watered down this week. I looked before we come in here to start this. Larry was 500 today, and Austin Smotherman was 12 under and had 2-stroke lead ahead of Nico Echeverria and Taylor Moore. He had 2-stroke lead on them. They're both at 8 under. And I think I'm going to stay with the guy leading right now to win today, or win this weekend. I'm going to ride Smotherman. Okay. And I got a couple of top 10 finishers here. I got McGreevy. He was 3 under today. Or he's 3 under for the tournament. He shot even today. And I'm going to throw Koepka in there. He was 5 under today. He shot 2 under for the tournament. So he was 3 over today.
It's always good when Brooksy's playing well. Golf's a lot better sport. I'm glad he's back on the PGA Tour.
My golf picks last week, much like my college hoops picks, they were trash. I had Matsuzama top 10, an outright winner. He finished 6 under, tied for 28. And I had Scheffler top 10 finish and win outright. He was 11 under, tied for 12. So 0 for 3 on the PGA last week.
That's all right. When you're diving into PGA and NASCAR, you're taking some long shot bets there. They pay well if you ever hit them, but you know they're not. That's a very hard thing to predict. Let's switch to NASCAR. Apparently, NASCAR is just going to cancel the rest of the season and give the championship to Tyler Reddick.
I guess, yeah.
He's won the first 2 events, owned by your boy
Michael Jordan.
He won Daytona 2 weeks ago. This past week, he won at Echo Park Speedway there in Atlanta, becoming the only one of 5 drivers to ever win the first 2 events of the season. Pearson, Kenseth, Jeff Gordon, and 2 guys from the 1950s I'd never heard of when I saw that. Last week on the final restart, Reddick got past your boy Bubba. Bubba thought he was going to win another one.
Bubba lets me down every week.
Bubba and Michael Jordan
lets me down every week.
They're killing you. I had Chase Elliott. He finished 11th. I thought he would bounce back from Daytona when he had a chance to win there. Our resident NASCAR expert, Aaron Burge, wasn't too far off. His pick was Christopher Bell. And Bell he was in the lead on the front row when they did that first overtime start. And did you see Husqvarna was right behind him, tried to put his car in a gap between these 2 computers here. Didn't work out, booted Bell into the fence, and that was it for Bell. So thought he had a chance to
They're
win.
teammates, right? Or no?
No, I don't think so.
No, they're not.
This weekend, we're going to switch it up a little bit. We've been at the oval races. We're going to go to the Circuits of the America, the COTA road course in Austin, Texas. I'm not a big road course fan, never have been. I know it's popular with a lot of fans. Thankfully, NASCAR has reduced those numbers of road courses, I think, down to 3 this year. A couple years ago, it was like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
So I like to see the reduction of that and return to some of the older tracks like North Wilkesboro and Chicago. But not a big race car, especially in road racing. NASCAR is dominated by one guy. The the favorite this weekend is obviously that one guy, Shane Van Gissenberg, plus 120. He has 10 road course wins across the Infinity Cup and Truck Series. Won 5 of 6 road courses events a year ago. He's very tough to beat. So you're definitely going to have some big odds for a long shot guy. You got anybody other than SVG you're looking at?
No, I mean, you got to sprinkle something on him this weekend. I mean, you have to. I mean,
You'd have to go a lot.
Now, I mean, he dominates this thing, these road courses. But I talked to the NASCAR resident birds and said Christopher Bell again this week. And I'm going to go with a little Chase Elliott top 5 finish, too.
With the dominance of SVG, I'm just going to go with another long shot. He's had a good couple past weeks. Or last week at Atlanta, he was pretty solid. He's had, I think, 5 top 10s at the COTA circuit. I'm going to go with Ross Chastain, plus 3,300. And we'll see how that goes.
Hello. Like every other pick I had last week, my NASCAR was trash, too. I had top 5 Christopher Bell. He finished 21.
He was right there, man.
Kyle Busch, 34th. And, my long shot, Brad Keselowski, I had him.
I saw where, Keselowski's racing with a broken femur.
No, I did not.
Yeah, and has been for the first couple weeks. And he's going to do the entire road course race himself. They asked if he'd wanted to start the race to get points and then have someone take over for him because it's just such a demand on the shifting and braking and different, totally different monster than an oval course. But he said he was going to do it all by himself, so good for him.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No. What was your picks last week? Who'd you have?
I had Chase Elliott.
Yeah,
I thought he
was
bounced back, and that didn't work out real well. But I think he finished 11th. But wrap this thing up.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Thanks everybody for tuning in again this week. Wishing everybody a great weekend. Enjoy some sports. Don't be afraid to get that phone out, make a wager. There's nothing better than sweating a college hoops game on a Saturday afternoon.
Or being sad.
And shout out to you, Tim. Great as always. Another shout out to our sponsors, Missouri Farm Bureau, Pro Edge Properties, White House Bar and Grill. I'm Colton Vansel. He's Rob Brown. Y'all be sure and tune in again next week here on the Bad Beats Podcast.